Bitcoin is pumping. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's all good news, right? Out of the whole Bitcoin, wish I did, but it's a bit out of price range to begin with. But so a lot of people, as you can imagine, send me messages and say, look at this coin, like in Telegram or, in comment sections, different things like that, email stuff. So today we're going to have a little look through them, see what we think. I will say some of you guys need to do better, but we'll see what goes on. But good news is Bitcoin is pumping, so that signals that obviously we're in a bullish sentiment for a little while. How long this pump will last, I don't know. I still think there's going to be a significant dip before the halvening, but it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But it's always interesting to see when Bitcoin starts pumping, right? So the first thing is this. So it's Chiliz. Now I've known about this for a while. Um, it is interesting to me. I'm very much I like sport, particularly football. Being a big Liverpool fan, different things. I've always been quite intrigued by this particular project. I'm not invested in this project anyway, but you can see that they're building Web3 infrastructure for sports and entertainment. This is quite interesting. The creator of fan tokens. So this is interesting. Obviously, being a Liverpool fan, I'm absolutely no Man City fan or anything associated with that city in terms of its football. The people are fine, to be fair, but it's one of them. Scousers v Manx, right? It is interesting. They're focused on the sports and entertainment industry to build scalable, secure blockchain online solutions that supercharge fan experiences using digital assets. Because I know that obviously there's a problem with things like shirts and stuff like that costing families an absolute fortune these days, and it brings you onto this kind of thing. So it's Socios or Socios, I think it's probably going to be pronounced. Again, they give you a good message at the top though. Don't invest unless you're prepared to lose all the money you invest. Um, it is interesting. It is interesting. 100 teams, one app. Hashtag obviously a famous YouTube football team. Leeds, Villa, Everton. It's interesting. It's something that we want to look at. Again, if you want to deep dive into any of these that we're going to speak about today, there's a few to get through. Let me know, and we'll have a little look through them. This does intrigue me. It is interesting. Let's have a look at the price because I think you're looking at 10 cents at the minute. There's its all-time chart, so it did really well. Obviously, previous bull run, I think it will probably do well again. This one, market cap is a bit high. If you're looking at lower cap gems and things like that, because we're trying to gem hunt to a certain extent. But yeah, I think it'll return to all-time high. I don't think it's going to have a problem doing that during the bull run. It is interesting to me. Let me know what you think about it, and we'll have a chat if you wish. Next is this particular project that somewhat a third-party intermediary has asked me to have a look at this. Speaking about the football one from before, I've got a story, and I'll tell you why I don't do paid promotions. Right, it's a little bit. It's probably one of the aspects why I don't do paid promotions. When I was a little boy, probably about 6 or 7, I used to collect Premier League football stickers. They were done by Merlin. I used to fill your sticker album. It used to be a thing before all this FIFA and getting cards and stuff like that, buying FIFA packs and things ever existed. And I was desperate to fill this book. It was it would have felt like a massive sense of achievement. I went to this news agents, and I used to go in there all the time, get the stickers and that. We had a trust relationship, so I used to be able to flick through kind of the packets. You couldn't see what's inside them, but it was just flicking through, and I'd pick one from the middle and one from the top, whatever, and then just say I've got 2 or I've got 3 or whatever of these packets. And one day, I took one extra packet than what I was going to pay for, and I did that and left the shop. But I could see the look on my dad's face, and it was a horrible experience. It was the first time I felt like shame almost. I felt as though I'd done something significantly wrong, and it was wrong. It is wrong. You shouldn't do that. But it was horrendous to me. It was the first time I felt like, oh, that is horrible, and it just made me. I even think about it to this day. It proper sat in my chest as the most. I've never felt so disappointed in myself in my entire life. So that's why, or one of the significant reasons why not to do paid promotions, because I would feel dirty in some respects, which is odd, but it's just an insight into my psyche, I guess. But it reminded me of it, right? So this is Kula, which I think is Mexican for arse, or Spanish for arse. Apparently, it's a meme coin on Polygon. Again, it's not only the meme of Polygon. Apparently, it's the majestic Kula is a movement, a culture for many. Kula is a passion, love, cake, and much more. On top of that, an AI scanner. It's a valuable tool amongst the enthusiast investors, which are just discovering the promising lands of the Polygon network. So the guy who messaged me about this is an investor of it, not part of the team, but he spoke to part of the team. And one of the things that I don't particularly enjoy about it is that they said, "Oh, what's your rate to talk about a project?" And I'm like, "I don't have a rate. I don't do paid promotions." And then so I said, I'll take a look at it, and I've done that. I've took a look, but I went down here and I realised that there's an option or a space where people talk about it, and they're paid obviously to do that. I looked through. I didn't know this guy did paid promotions, by the way. This is news to me. George, what are you doing, lad? What are you doing? So yeah, flicking through this, I saw that obviously people were doing paid promotions with it. There's a few. The team are doxed. Apparently, they do some good things within their community, stuff like that. The fact that they're willing to pay YouTubers, I would imagine, means that you'll probably see this coin do really, really well. Would I invest in it personally? I'm not going to touch it at all. But there it is. Feel free. This has been mentioned and recommended. Whatever. I was surprised about a couple of aspects, and I'll show you those in a second. There's its x.com account. There's its token sniffer, which surprised me. It's 100 out of 100. I didn't expect it to get that. So that was surprising to me. What I don't like, again, I always find this a massive flag, is buy and sell tax. I think this is not so good. I imagine they're using that in order to pay influencers to talk about it and obviously pump the price, in my opinion. So for me, I'm going nowhere near it. I think it translates to arse, and I certainly can't be asked getting any of this particular project, but it's there if you want to have a look at it. Like I said before, it probably will do well if they're willing to pay influencers, because we know how that cycle works, right? Here is their chart. Let's look at the max chart. Max chart, yeah, it looks all right. Downward trend, right? Again, I don't care about this particular project. If you want us to talk about it in more detail, then you let me know in the comments below, because obviously I'd rather you're interested in it than what anyone might be willing to pay. Next one I was asked about is this. It's called Vision Game. So this is their tagline, apparently, is building the next generation of GameFi development tools, launchpads, games, news outlets, and metaverses. Our multi-chain ecosystem supports popular chains like Solana, BRC20, BSC, and more, becoming a one-stop solution for the entire industry. So we've scrolled down. I think this particular project is trying to do far too much. So there, again, if you look at these like trader cards, things like that, within the web space, launchpads, community, healthy revolution, trading. It seems to me as though they're trying to do far too much in one go. And yeah, it looked okay. The founders were there. You could have a little look through that. I went on to Token Sniffer and its pending review. Here, there's no buy and sell tax. There's no honeypot. That's all seen and nice. And then I saw this, which I was like, this chart's horrendous. And again, it's one of these ones where the creator can make changes to the tokens, such as disabling cells, etc. Exercise caution is the warning from CoinGecko, and I would say the same. Again, it looks interesting from the website, but even the smallest amount of digging. And again, any of these projects, if you want me to go deep, we will go deep. We'll do a video dedicated to that particular project. We'll have a good look. Again, I feel as though this is not for me. Earn TV. So as you know, I'm quite bullish on Right and bullish on Hello. I have both. I'll touch on Hello as well in a little while. But I'm bullish on both. I do have both. I think there's a lot of space for cryptotainment. This, however, I think is a load of shit. I really don't think this is very good. This is only my opinion. I was asked to look at this by someone on Telegram. So there, I'm looking at it. I don't think it's very good. It's like watch to earn. So you're going to have like this consistent downward dump on price, because the more that people unlock the tokens for watching whatever they're watching, they're going to sell them in order to get the money, right? On Token Sniffer, it was 0 out of 100, which is obviously shit. But again, Token Sniffer is just one tool you can use, right? And then we look here. and it's kind of pump, dump back down, pump, dump back down. And I imagine it'll continue to do that the more that you get your watch to earn tokens, which you can then sell, in my opinion. But again, you do you, right? Another one was this. So someone asked me to have a look at this via a DM. This looked good. The website looked really interesting. This was, I think, based off a Seedify launchpad. The ticker symbol's in euros. It's Shockwaves AI website. I really like. I think it's fresh. I think it's clean. It looks good. We saw this. I think our first time we ever looked at this was on a live stream. Again, feel free to look at this stuff yourself. Went on to Token Sniffer. It got a 52 out of 100, which isn't obviously great. The ownership's not been renounced, and different bits and pieces. Looking on the DEX tool, it was no buy and sell tax, no tax, no honeypot, which is obviously good. But that's what you want. And then its overall price is this. This is how it's marketplace. What interests me is the market cap's only 567,000. That's interesting. This is one that I would probably like to take a closer look at. Happy to go a bit further into this one. This could be a potential gem, but we'll see as we go forward. Lit Lab Games, obviously Lit Labs. I think this is going to do absolutely fantastic. I'm super bullish on it. I need to pick some up. This is probably maybe there's other things that will happen in the next couple of months, but this will probably be the next particular project that I actually invest some money in. I think this is really good. You've got Cyber Titans. I still can't shift this cough, but you've got Cyber Titans, which is now obviously available at Elixir and Epic Games. Everything looking good there. 84 out of 100 on the Token Sniffer, mainly down to a liquidity issue. Maybe not enough liquidity. Dex tools, absolutely fine. No issues there. I'm very happy with Lit Labs. Had a nice dump here. So it we're at a potential where we can start looking at maybe doing some DCAs or maybe getting a position within this. I think this has actually got a lot of legs. Probably one of my favorites that we're going to talk about. The next one we're going to talk about as well is not out yet. This is called Estate X. So someone sent me this and said, "What have you seen it? Or do you know anything about this project?" And I looked at it. I thought this is actually quite interesting. There is no token yet, so we can't look at tokenomics and different things like that. I would like to, but there's not anything really about it yet. But it has got a really good website. It is something I was looking into since the whole labs shit show. I think real estate could be something that'd be really interesting in the tokenized blockchain area. Real world assets are potentially going to be very, very big in the futures, particularly on blockchain. And this is kind of what interests me into this project because it's called Estate X. I quite like the look of it. Again, this is not I'm not saying this is great because I don't know yet. We need to have a good look in the tokenomics and they're not available for us to do yet. So flicking through it looks really, really good. I'm more than happy to say that the website is definitely ticking all the boxes. I like the sector. I think the sector is important and I'd like to see how that's going to, evolve in the future with how blockchain is going to become the future of pretty much everything and how tokenized assets are going to be the next thing. They won't be what you see these days, or even maybe 10 years ago, ever existing again. I think this could be one of these projects that might be ticking these boxes. They've got the team here. You can have a look at these. Does he look a little bit like Lewis Capaldi? Does he not? I was getting kind of used to being someone you love. He reminds me a little bit of that. But that's no detraction from him. He may be a very, very good guy. The story sounds great. It is interesting to me. But I need to know a hell of a lot more. They've got a roadmap. You can flick through that if you wish. It's not vast in any way, but it's there for you to have a look at if you want to. The next one was this called Skip Shift. I don't know why my camera's disappeared. Probably had too many tabs open. But Skip Shift looks a bit iffy. I can see what they're trying to do. I can see that they're trying to do no more KYCs, no selfies, no limits. They're trying to make it very easy for you to trade crypto or buy and sell crypto particularly. But if you look at the fiat section, they only give you USD, United States dollar, Euro, and the Bangladeshi taka. And there's no other options other than that. I got obviously sent this via email, via a Telegram message. I wouldn't be using this personally, but it's there. Have a look. Feel free to have a look and see what you think. It's not something that I'm particularly interested in anyway. The other thing I want to talk about is Hello. So big dump today, recovering slightly, but is this now a place to maybe add a DCA in? Probably 32.7% down if you're still interested in Hello. That is, of course. This may be a little area where you can, back up the truck a little bit. Again, I am not a financial advisor and cannot give you that kind of advice, but it is looking as though that might be coming towards like a nice little entry point if you're still interested in Hello. I hold Hello, I hold Rightstream, you know that. But the price for Hello, 32.7%. So finally, just wanted to show you this. We are very close. Look how close we are to 4,000 subscribers. Really do appreciate it. If we can smash that 4,000 by tonight, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. If any of these projects did tickle your fancy and you want me to have a bit more of a deeper dive, then please let me know and we will do that without any problems. It is interesting to see what you guys think. Like the video if you did enjoy it. Always appreciate when you guys do that. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you are doing, have an amazing evening, have an amazing day, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Goodbye.